My name is Megan Thomas, and I'm here to tell you about Troy Anthony Davis.
My name is Gerald Hankerson. I'm the Vice President of the Seattle-King County chapter of the NAACP, and I'm also here to talk about Troy Davis.
Troy Anthony Davis was convicted of murdering a Georgia police officer in 1991. Nearly 2 decades later, he is still on death row, despite the fact that the case against him has basically fallen apart. There's no weapon, there's no DNA evidence, and 7 of the 9 witnesses have recanted or changed their testimony, saying with sworn affidavits that they were either coerced or forced to sign police statements against Troy Davis.
For all of you that don't believe this actually happens, it actually does. As most of you are aware, that I've served 22 and a half years in prison for a crime that I didn't commit, all because that some witnesses pointed the finger at me. After 23 years and a lot of effort from the community, I'm too set free because I know how easily that witnesses can be hurt by police officers. So the very fact that there's doubt here, and yet a man is facing execution in less than 10 days, has since raised doubt about our criminal justice system and the fact of it's the possibility of us actually executing an innocent man. This cannot stand.
You can make a difference. You can come and rally for Troy Davis. He does not have a voice right now, but we have voices, and we can be loud, very loud, and let Georgia know that they cannot execute an innocent man. There's just too much doubt.
When there's 10 witnesses pointing the finger at a person that say they committed the crime, that's the only evidence they have. And then several years later, 8 of those witnesses come out and say the actual truth, the fact that they was coerced, sends grave doubt about the fact of whether this man should be put to death or not. The very fact that I'm sitting here on the other side of this video talking to you lets me know that when a system finally does work, when corrective measures are put in place, that life is possible. But the only way we can stop this from happening is for your voice to come out and say that we have to let Georgia know that we can't sit by and watch you execute an innocent man all because of politics or whatever reason they have. But this has to stop.
On September 16th, there is a worldwide Day of Solidarity for Troy Davis. In Seattle, we're going to be having a rally at Westlake Center from 5 to 7 p.m. And you come, just show up. We'll supply you with placards, t-shirts, banners, whatever we can do to make our message heard all the way to Georgia. We're going to be gathering signatures for petitions. If you are unable to come, you can do this online. You can also go to amnestyusa.org/Troy Davis. You can also go to troyanthonydavis.org to find out more information about this case, to fill out petitions, to see what you can do to help. It's going to take lots of people to help this innocent man. There's too much doubt. Georgia cannot execute an innocent man.
The NAACP, both local, Seattle-King County, as well as state of Washington, and the national chapter of the NAACP is leading, enforcing, and calling on all of everyone to be involved to stop this execution. We stand firmly behind the fact of there's an innocent man that's potentially about to be put to death. It has been stopped several times already by the powers that be to question this investigation, yet here we are again facing an execution date in less than 10 days, and the only way we can stop this is by a whole lot of support from the community, calling on the Georgia State and Parole Board to stop this execution while we still look and find out who actually committed this crime. They're aware of a second person that's possibly committed this crime, but because it's such a huge fight, they're worried about making themselves look like they made a wrong choice here when the rest of the world know they did. So we really need to call Georgia's criminal justice system into accountability here and look at the fact that 8 witnesses have reversed their testimony against Troy Davis with all they had. Why are we actually about to execute a man simply because of 2 lone holdout witnesses that was actually police witnesses that actually the reason why Troy's being executed?
I'm also representing Amnesty International and the Washington Coalition Against the Death Penalty. But you do not need to be involved in any sort of group to make a difference in the life of an innocent man. If you live in another city, in another state, anywhere around the world, just go to one of our websites, and you, somewhere around the world, there will be an action that you can take, a place to go, online information. Send it to your friends. Get it out there. Social networking, Facebook, Twitter. I believe there's a million tweets for Troy. It's out there. You just have to find it. You just have to take a few minutes out of your day, because on September 22nd, You will wake up and you will go on with your day, but Troy Davis may not, and you have to make your voice loud and clear for him.
And the question I pose to you, for some of you that actually believe the death penalty does work, think about the possibility of an innocent man being executed. How would you feel the next morning to wake up only to find out that the actual killer is still out amongst us? What would you feel about Troy? How would you feel justice should be served? The reality is that the very fact that there's any single shred of a doubt of the person actually committing this crime, there should not be no death penalty, because death you cannot reverse. But a court decision you can.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to us.